Now we're going to talk about multiplying two matrices together. So finding the product of two matrices. Product of matrices is only possible when the inner dimensions are the same, meaning that the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So A is an M by R matrix, and B is an R by N matrix. Then the product of AB is an M by N matrix. So A is 2 rows, 3 columns. B is 3 rows, 3 columns. So these two had to be the same. Those are the inner dimensions. So this will be a 2 by 3 matrix in the end. And the way we're going to get the values, so we're going to be multiplying these 3 from this row times each of these 3 in that column. So A11 times B11, A12 times B21, A13 times B31, and then we add them up. So as I'm showing here, then we add them up. To get the second, row 1, to obtain the entry row 1, column 2 of AB, multiply the first row of A by the second column of B. So we would multiply this row by the second column, and that would give us this one here. And then to get this, we multiply this row by that column and add them up. And then to multiply this row here times this column to get the lower one down below, and we keep going. This row times this column, this row times this column. That gives you the values across the bottom. Remember, the result of this would be a 2 by 3 matrix. So we end up, this looks worse than what it is, trust me, but this would be the first entry. That's the second entry, looking for the space. That's the third entry. First entry, second entry, third entry in the row. So properties for matrix multiplication. For matrices A, B, and C, the following properties hold. Matrix multiplication is associative. AB times C is A times BC. Matrix multiplication is distributive. C times AB, A plus B is CA plus CB, and A plus B times C is AC plus BC. But matrix multiplication is not commutative. So we're going to start with a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 2. And so we're going to start off with this row times this column. So it's 1 times 5 plus 2 times 7. Then we do this row times this column, 1 times 6 plus 2 times 8. Then we do this row times the first column, 3 times 5 plus 4 times 7. And then this row times that second column, 3 times 6 plus 4 times 8. So 1 times 5 is 5. 5 plus 14 is 19. 1 times 6 is 6, plus 2 times 8 is 16. So 6 and 16 is 22. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 times 7 is 28. So we get 43. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 4 times 8 is 32, so we get 50. And there we go. Now we'll try another one that is not 2 square matrices. We have, this one is a 2 by 3, 2 rows, 3 columns. This is a 3 by 2, so this is going to be 3 by 2. Any prediction of what the result's going to be? Okay, so first we're going to find AB. So for AB, we're looking at, I feel like I'm probably going to need more space than what I have here. -1 times 5 plus 2 times -4 plus 3 times 2. That's the first entry. 4 times 5 plus 0 times -4 plus 5 times 2. And then -1 times -1 plus 2 times 0 plus 3 times 3, then 4 times -1 plus 0 times 0 plus 5 times 3. And let's simplify this. -5 plus -8 is -13, plus 6 is going to be 7, negative. It's 20 plus 0 plus 10 is 30. That's 1 plus 0 plus 9 is 10. And then we have -4 plus 0 plus 15 is going to be 11. So that's A times B. Now we'll look at B times A. So that means we're going to be doing, I'm going to have to rewrite this. So 5, -4, 2, -1, 0, 3. This is a 3 by 2 times -1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5. This is a 2 by 3, so our result is going to actually be a 3 by 3. So 5 times -1, -1 times 4, plus -1 times 4. 5 times 2, and then plus -1 times 0. Let me move this over because I'm going to run out of space on the screen capture. And then 5 times 3, and then -1 times 5. Okay, got the first row. Now we'll do -4, 0 times -1, 4. So -4 times -1 plus 0 times 4 -4, 0 times 2, 0. So it's -4 times 2 plus 0 times 0. Then we have -4 times 3 and 0 times 5. And then we'll do 2 times -1 plus 3 times 4. Then we'll do 2, 3 times the 2, 0. So 2 times 2 plus 3 times 0. Then we'll do 2, 3 times 3, 5. So 2 times 3 plus 3 times 5. So our resultant matrix, can I bring this, oops, that was a mistake, I meant to bring that down. not that way. Okay, so what are we going to have as our matrix? That's -5 and -4 is -9. That's 10 and negative and 0 is 10. 15 and -5 is 10. That's 4 and 0 is 4. -8 and 0 is -8. -12 and 0 is -12. And then that's -2 and 12 is 10. That's 4 and 0 is 4. And that's 6 and 15 is 21. So this is a good example of not being commutative. You can see AB is a 2 by 2, BA is a 3 by 3. This was a 3 by 2. This is a 2 by 3. Okay, that one took a little more time. I hope you see the process though.